All right. Well, hello. We are live. And as you may see, we're in a completely different location. We moved. I think I shared that. I'm not sure that we did move. We are still in Arkansas. We just moved to a bigger house. So I'm gonna work with some different locations to try and get the best lighting. I know this isn't ideal, but my husband's at home, and so we're competing for space right now in the study area, office area. So I just decided to come out here. It's a beautiful sunny day. That is not what you're here for, but I just wanted to get that out of the way. Also, we've been out of town. My husband did lose his mother about 10 days ago, I think. So we're just getting back in town. Everything's still in boxes, but it's okay. We're here. Today, we are talking about communication tips when your service member is deployed. It's hard, you guys. It's hard communicating with a person you can't see. It's really hard when you haven't seen them in months and you're dealing with solo parenting and you're dealing with high emotions and feeling isolated and feeling stressed and just all the things. But there is a way that works, and it'll work for both sides, and you'll feel a lot better about your relationship while your spouse is deployed. So the first thing I recommend is communicate regularly. It's going to be really hard for both of you if you're only talking to each other once a month. If you only email when something bad happens, if you only talk to each other when it's been a good day for you, try and communicate regularly. If that for you means every single day, great. If that means several times a week, great. But try and keep a routine of communication between the two of you. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect. His schedule or her schedule will likely change throughout the deployment. Sometimes he'll be available to talk, sometimes he won't be. But as best you can, try and maintain that consistency of communicating on a regular basis, whether that's through WhatsApp or email, or if you can FaceTime, if you guys communicate on Facebook Messenger, whatever it is, keep it consistent. Secondly, I was talking earlier about only communicating when things are bad. That's a terrible idea. As best you can, try and keep things pleasant. Now, I'm not saying that if something bad happens that you can't talk about it, but you don't want to create a stressful kind of friction-ridden communication between you and your spouse if you're constantly just talking about how hard it is being at home by yourself. If he's complaining about the things that he's dealing with, I know it's bad on both sides, but you really want to maintain the positive during this time, especially when it comes to your actual relationship. Like, a lot of times we focus on what's going on with the kids and what happened at school and so-and-so's having a birthday party, but you also want to make that special time to make sure you're connecting. And depending on whether or not he's into the lovey-dovey or you're into the lovey-dovey, I think it's okay to flirt. I mean, you guys are married, right? Like, tell him how much you miss him and how much you love him, and just remind him that even though he's far away, that your home is still not the same without him. And hopefully he'll do the same. But this time is really important to communicate those feelings, to maintain intimacy between the two of you. Also, I think it's good to communicate your expectations as far as once he comes back for a deployment. Just kind of talk about the way that your routine has changed and what those roles entail and what the expectations are of one another once you guys come back together after he returns from the deployment. My first time, I didn't know what reintegration was going to be like. I kind of thought things would just fall right back into place, but that's not always the case. So those sorts of things should definitely be communicated. It'll be a lot easier for the two of you to reintegrate at the end of the deployment. If you're looking for more tips, I have some on the blog. I'm going to link it below in the description. Also, I created a deployment survival checklist for military spouses. So if you want to check that out, I will link that below as well. Feel free to check that out. It's all free, guys. Everything here is free for you. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back soon. See you guys next time.